We can kind of talk more about the custom parts here in a minute, but I also want to talk about the Zaku 2, or Zaku 1. And I'm not talking about the Zaku 1 sniper, or the commander, Sweaty Belty, Bartfest, whoever the fuck he is, his custom Zaku 1. I'm talking about the basic, the most basic of basic, the regular Zaku 1. This guy right here. Alright. As you can see, I've collected all 5 because I'm in a bit of a love bug with this fella here. So let's go ahead and take off these real fast and give him the regular gun. And let's look at the skills really fast here. So he's also got the balancer. He's got a melee counter, so instead of having one swing, we have 2 swings we can get in. Now this is important to talk about. It's not telling you this here, but apparently this combo, to do a 2-hit combo, you're not going to do 2 hits at 100% damage. Your first one's going to do 100% damage, or whatever swing you're doing, and then your second one's going to do about half that. Alright, so really you're doing about 150 damage total if both land. This is kind of interesting, unique to the Zaku 1. You get an enhanced tackle, so extra damage and extra distance. Not a lot of distance, but a little bit more. And then you've got the leg shock absorber. And this is another interesting one, the assault booster. So reduces charge time and increases boost jump speed by 40%. It reduces your reactions while in midair, so you're probably not going to be knocked out of the air. Will not apply when moving at high speed while in midair. I don't know what that means. But either way, so we've got a few more things to help us jump. And you might have noticed, this is not a general, this is actually a raid. And you can look at the stats comparing the basic stats of the level 1 to the level 1 Zaku. You've got 10 melee strength. You're moving a little bit faster, and you've got more thrust and turning. So let's go back to the Zaku 2. This guy here. And you can see that we've got 110, 50, and 45. So not much more, but a little bit more. Right? So he's far more oriented for doing melee stuff. We can kind of demonstrate how that affects things. Now, another thing with the training grounds, they drop whatever. So they'll give you a GM Kai for this one, and if you're practicing with your raids, you can be at a disadvantage. Now, I'm not entirely sure if it's just this machine gun is weaker, or it's because this is a raid, but it seems like you need a lot more rounds to get that stagger up. Let's see if the same for the cracker. No, but the cracker seems to do the same. So that's another thing to consider as a raid, or just using this Zaku as a raid, that you may need to rely on your crackers more to get that stagger up if you want that stagger up. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up, and we can kind of look at some of the differences here. So we charge up, we fly forward, and we charge. And you can see it's pretty much the same. We're doing less damage again because we're at a disadvantage. But we're also not seeing that as much because the Zaku has a slightly higher attack bonus for its Heat Hawk. Oh, and I whiffed that, but it was generous to give it to me anyway. Okay, let's talk about that wombo combo. Because I actually spent a good portion of my vacation just doing math for this. So the wombo combo, kind of like how the game determines which direction you want or which kind of attack you want, it is also waiting for a secondary input or even a third input if you have a 3-hit combo. So we can do one and then another. Now you can't chain two, so you can't do two normals, you can't do two sides. You can do a left and a right, but you can't do two normals, and you definitely can't do two backs. So that kind of leaves you with this dilemma. Also, let's talk about the back really fast. Let's actually whack him really fast so we can get him set back up. Yeah, that side is super handy for turning. Let's actually see if I can turn 180 degrees. I don't think I can. I think we can. The best we can do is 90. A little bit more than 90. So just keep that in mind. You're not going to be able to turn all the way back around. Okay, so let's do our backswing. That's not our backswing. So you'll notice that backswing knocks him down. So that's actually, you don't want your first hit to be the backswing, because the backswing is not actually going to keep him in a place where you can hit him again. So doing it again and then trying our best to chain, which we can't because of that extra cycle, right? That extra follow through animation, we can't do anything. So you can still hit someone for 120% damage, but you're not going to be doing any additional damage besides that. So we can do a normal hit and then a little bit of a side hit. That's one option we've got. Or you can do a side hit and then a normal hit. Or you can do a normal hit and then a backswing. And I think that's honestly the best damage dealing combo right there. And you get the knockdown too. So even though you're only doing 160% of your damage with those two put together, you're still doing more than one backswing. So kind of demonstrate again. Normal hit and then backswing. You're not mashing, you're kind of, there's a rhythm to it. So it's more like a one, well, I did that wrong. So let me try. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of like that, you know? Something like that. Something really cool with the Zaku 1, particularly over the 2, is that tackle actually is a big chunk of your damage. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, actually gets some benefits to your melee bonus going up. Your melee skill going up here, which we'll talk about in a second. So and then we can duck the fuck out. Like so. And hypothetically, we're out of danger. Just like that. This is more important for the Zaku 1 because it's a raid and because this melee hit is pretty much its only job. So the tackle into the 2 swings, and then that big jump is just there to kind of get you exactly where you need to be in order to get that tackle and 2 swings off. We keep hitting the damn shield. But the fact we're killing that shield in one hit's actually pretty impressive. Okay, so we've talked about the Zaku 1. Well, actually, I want to take it out, but we're just going to have to sit here and wait for the queue, maybe. Let's talk about your stats, and let's talk about custom parts next. Zippy. Okay. Alright, so looking back at that melee strength again, basically 1 point of any skill or any stat there is a 1% bonus to your weaponry. Right, so our Heat Hawk is a natural 1600, which I believe is the same for the Zaku too. Well, not this one, because this is the wrong one. Yeah, it's the same one. Same cooldown, same everything. But because we have that melee 10, we've actually got it at, what I believe, 1760? Yeah, 1760. So that's one benefit right off the bat. Now, if we wanted to improve that benefit, we can use a melee, enhanced melee program. So now we have a 17% bonus. So that would bring us up to, not 1.7, 1.17, about 1872. So if you're thinking about it, and we're not applying the damage reduction from fighting at a disadvantage or the Kai's melee resistance, if we were to damage, and then that's also not counting the damage bonus on the tackle, which is not listed anywhere here, right? So we're just gonna have to go in and kind of monkey with it. Which we can do right now. Whoops. I went too far. So we were doing about 800, 1300 on normal, and 900 or 895 on a backswing off the combo. So let's see, we had what, 852 plus, what was this again? Whoops, got the shield. 1377 plus the, what was it, 892? 895. Okay, so that's about 3,000 on a general, which is not the end of the world, you know? So that's just what a very minor upgrade will bring you. Let's kind of look at now let's look at the level 5. Again, this is probably the one you're going to get the best chance to actually take out. Like if we wanted to queue up tonight, we could probably take this thing out, maybe, for one of those 350s. If we get very, very, very lucky. Whoops. Which I just did. Which, hey, you know what? Let's try it. Let's try and apply what we've been talking about. Oh, we can't because it's what? Too low? Okay, never mind. Never mind, and apparently our fucking connection sucks tonight, so I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not gonna try. Back to free practice. We wanted to look level 5, didn't we? So this is the one we're probably going to get the best chance of actually taking out, right? So this one we can take our super duper level 5 stuff out. Now we've got a nice 1920 instead of 1600. A beautiful 22 melee strength, so that 1920 is up to 2300 just off on another raid, or let's see, 0.8, 1800 for a general on a normal swing, and we times that by 1.6. Whoops. math just died. Okay, hold on. So yeah, again, about 3,000 without anything else. And now we've got stock options. So we talked about these guys already. I would say probably this level 4 cooling fan might give you the best bang for your buck. But this level 3, we're losing 5% overheat and 3% recovery speed, but we're also giving us a second opportunity to put a level 3 in there, right? Which we might be able to, actually, could we fit that? No. See? And so now I've got the best of both worlds, so it's a nice little compromise. And then you can fit whatever the hell else you want to shove in here. More health's probably good. Okay, so we're up to 31. So 25-15 on one swing. 4,000 on a combo. Something like that. Hello, welcome. We're not really doing anything interesting tonight. We're just kind of talking about numbers and stuff. I'm okay. How are yourself? How's about you? Let's see. Yeah, I would love to take this thing out on an actual real sortie. Actually, no, let's do a free practice, turn the A on. Why not? Let's kind of just dick around just a smidge. Since we can't take it into a fucking actual match, we're just going to take it into City Ruins. Jack this bad boy up to 300 and turn on the AI. And we're going to pretend we're playing with people. We're going to pretend to have fun. Oop, and they're right here. And there's a nice juicy support right there. Okay, so we're on for this guy. Whoop. Oh, he got him in the combo. We count. And that's really the most dangerous part of doing any of this. The whole idea of like fucking jumping and shit. Fuck me. The computer's kicking my ass. As a raid, you're always at a fucking disadvantage with this shit. Yeah, fuck you, buddy. Anyone can fucking counter you, including other people around you. By the way, if you try and do the actual training matches, just to kind of practice with like some of the basic controls and shit, go do free practice instead, because this is the exact kind of stuff that'll happen to you. The AI is merciless in this game and will just wail on you relentlessly while you're just trying to figure out like how to move, how to work the controls, that shit. Okay, here's a guy. The problem with this giant glowing hawk is like you basically have to fucking telegraph that you are in fact going for a fucking attack. There. So it's not even a matter, it's like, do you even want to try for the combo, you know? Because that'll happen. And it's anytime you get into the charge. Anytime. Anytime for that charge animation that they will counter you. There's a good combo. And now we've done our combo, so we can leave. Say adios, fucker. And there, nice little exfil. Granted, it wasn't terribly far away, but it got us far enough that we weren't in any real danger. Something like that. A little bit of a better example, I guess. Fuck Zogox. But it's far easier to actually like learn, like say how you see people fly up here all the time, right? You want to learn how to do that shit. You can actually do that in free practice, not in actual training mode, mind you. Training mode, you're just there to get fucking shit on all the time. Yeah, crackers are kind of weird. It's either you're too far or you're too short. It would be nice if they had a little bit of fucking, like, what do you call it? Cook time, you know? Just a smidge. And you can't really throw them high, because that's going to send it all the way down to space. Way over there. That was neat. I'm doing a really great job of selling you guys on the Zaku, I can already tell. And yeah, it's pretty basic. It's like, it was obsolete before Gundam even started, but still, it has its uses. Especially if you can go find a support. Which I think is like 90% of this fucking game is just picking out who you actually want to hit. Unfortunately, you need a support on your team to actually figure that out because your radar sucks. Like these guys over here, there's a gun tank. Or a gun cannon, but I'll be damned if this motherfucker is actually going to let you swing on him. Like that, look at that. Now, the one thing that the Zaku does not have is the very evasive maneuvers, unfortunately. Got him anyway. Yeah, it's all about matchup. So if you have shitty ass internet and you don't want to sit in the queue for an hour or three, and you just want to play the fucking game and hit things, free practice is honestly just the best way to play this. I really hate to say it, but it's like you really, really have to get lucky nowadays. I think it was last night, either last night or the night before that. Uh, I sat there for like an hour watching people come and go before I finally just decided to say fuck it and go and paint some Gundamus. I want to talk about the goof next. Let's talk about the goof.